Hello, YouTube, and welcome. I'm on a boat, and I have a counterpart that's behind the camera here.
Hi.
He's also I'm on a boat, too. And today I'm a guest star. No one cares.
I care.
Anyway, today we're going to review The Last Airbender, written and directed by M. Night. Which, recommendation, don't watch it.
We watched it. It was a movie mistake. Worst 2 hours of our lives.
It was 2 hours long?
I don't know.
It seemed longer.
Maybe 3 hours. Who knows?
Alright, so pretty much the story begins like if you've seen the cartoon, you know what happens.
It's such a great cartoon.
It starts out with Katara and her older brother Sokka, or as they pronounce it in this movie, Soko.
Also, side note, Katara, Sokka, and their grandmother Sokka. Sorry.
Get it right.
The show clearly has an Asian annotation to it. I mean, it's all Asian philosophies, but Sokka, Katara, and their grandmother are all called Cajun, while the rest of their village is Asian.
But then again, there's no sense in this movie at all, because M. Night wrote it and directed it. So it's all fine and dandy, they find the Avatar in the iceberg, and, everything's okay, until you hear him talk. It goes downhill. When you hear Sokka, you know this is the end. It's over before it started. So, you find him and everything, and he's like, I'm Ong. I'm Ong. And they say Avatar. I'm Ong, the Avatar. Sokka says the worst line in history. Ong, are you the Avatar? It irks. It just, you can tell every time she jumps, Avatar, she jerks. Yeah, I do. Freak. Anyway. So, pretty much, it's all fine and dandy, and then the Fire Nation shows up, and get this, they can't do their firebending unless they take it from somewhere else. Oh, hey, look, it's a bonfire. I'm going to take it from here and whiplash at you. It's kind of delayed as well. So, Zuko comes, and, Ong is like, no, don't hurt them, please, don't hurt them, I'll come with you, please. Okay, fine. So they come. Apparently there's a test that he has to take, and Iroh gives it to him, and Iroh is pronounced Iro, and he's skinny, and he does not make one single tea joke throughout the whole movie. He says in the whole movie, he once says the word tea, and he's like, oh, I think I'm going to drink some tea. That's all. And he's skinny! This test comes out of nowhere. Did M. Night just think, hey, I want to improve this movie, or try to improve it, put some crappy little test in that when they never mentioned it all.
Took important stuff out.
They took everything important out. Well, almost everything important. At least they mentioned the fact that he was in an iceberg.
Yep.
So, he has this test. Oh my gosh, you're the Avatar. He
really?
An arrow on
He's
his
the last
Airbender. And I don't even know if they know that he airbends, but he does it a little bit on their ship, and he's aggressive with it too. Every time he bends, and he grunts. Pow!
There's a lot of grunting in this movie. Whenever someone bends, they grunt. Ooh,
Not that high pitched.
Maybe the girls.
Not even the girls. Katara pushes and shoves it. We're
fine. Oh my gosh, I'm the push you! Push and shove you, a waterbender. I can't do shit.
Okay, it's more like
It's more like that.
Oh my gosh, I agree. So, then, when on the ship, there's this fight with Zuko, and he goes into the Avatar state in the show. He doesn't do that in the movie.
Nope.
Twice. He does.
The entire season.
In the movie twice. And he goes, in the series, he goes a couple times. Maybe it's more than 3 times.
You make it sound like he's going to a bar or something.
Oh, he goes a couple times. You're crazy. So, he just jumps off and flies away, just
I'm just gonna
fly,
fly,
have fun flying.
Fly.
And Appa comes. He looks like a shaggy wildebeest that came from, the book/movie Where the Wild Things Are. They don't fly. It's just stupid. And then,
it kind of looks like he has dreadlocks.
It does look like he has dreadlocks, and that's the scary thing, because Appa's not black. Or maybe he kind of is.
What?
Well, have you looked at him? He's white.
He's an air bison.
He's still not black.
He doesn't have a human race. does Asian, Caucasian, Black. Why can't Bisons have?
No, they cut out the scene where they show in Kyoshi Island where
No,
the population is Black.
Well, they just show like, hi, bye, thanks for stopping by. There's more that happened there. You don't meet Suki,
and they're all dressed in orange,
which is weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so continuing on, they go to the temple and everything, and, Katara's like, oh no, come on, seriously, get back here, no, we can't let you know that this happened, and it's creepy, because he steps in a pile of bones. It's creepy, because in the show, he just finds,
it's his whole
Gyatso.
field.
He just finds Gyatso, and then he gets upset. Apparently the medallion he made for him.
He didn't make it.
Added stuff that wasn't needed at all. Again. So he goes to the Northern Temple, which he goes with Sokka and Katara, but in the movie he's alone. And he gets betrayed by some person.
Some random person living there.
Just some random person who has like a knife and pulls it on him like, get over there, kid.
It's like, I've suffered enough through this war.
And then the Fire Nation just comes in, hey, we're gonna take you back.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the earthbending scene with the pebble land.
That's later.
It is?
Yes. But we can talk about that now since
See,
you brought
this
it up.
movie makes you so confused. It
makes no sense. So anyway, back to what she was referring to. In the cartoon, there's this part where where the earthbenders are taken to this iron ship in the middle of the ocean in the show. And Katara gives this amazing speech about how they need to fight and for the freedom and stuff like that. In the movie, they're in a canyon, surrounded by Earth. Did none of them just think, hey, I'm just going to take this rock? They have no fire around, just like chuck some things at them.
And Aang gives a speech, and he basically says, Earthbenders, there is earth beneath your feet. You don't have to live like this. You're proud.
Would it be any better if I told you the Avatar's alive? Because that's me. Like, I'm the Avatar. I gave a better speech than that.
Oh, no, he said Avatar. Remember? Avatar.
I still gave a better speech than that.
Yeah.
So, then they start this fight scene. It took 7 of them to move
a pebble.
One pebble
this big.
And
they did this line dance. It was like... You see this pebble move slowly across the scene.
So, just so slowly. And then,
There's too much slow-mo in this movie.
And then the Katara goes over to someone, pushes someone. Just, push. And then he starts attacking her, and Aang's like, no. And he does, all this, movements with his hands, and then... It's weird. But the part that really kills me in this movie is when you're at the other water tribe. It's so inaccurate what happens.
Oh, but before we mention that, the whole season in between leaving the southern water tribe and getting to the northern water tribe is pretty much the 3 main characters running around going, okay, we're going to go save Earth Kingdom villages. They completely cut out the storylines in between, like the episode called The Deserter, where Aang finds this firebending teacher, and he really wants to learn firebending, because he's like, well, when am I going to get this other chance to learn firebending? Because I'm the Avatar, I need to know firebending. So he starts to learn, and he accidentally hurts Katara. And then that starts this whole inner conflict with himself that Aang doesn't want to learn firebending because he thinks that it's all destruction and he's just going to hurt people because he hurt Katara and he loves Katara.
Not to mention with his waterbending, he's challenged with it. In the show, he has no problem. He's like, oh, waterbending, this is pretty easy. In this show, he's like, oh my gosh, it's water. It's like, oh my gosh! Oh, shit.
And there's this random thing where he just moves oceans.
That was weird. That was later, though.
I know, but anyway.
So back to coming, when you're going to, the Northern Water Tribe?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? There is, little to no romantic relationship between Yue and Sokka.
There was a random line of narration that says something like Sokka and Yue became very close and fell in love or something. It's a random line of narration.
And, it's just really weird what happens, because really nothing happens. And you see Zhao, and he keeps saying, well, we stole some scrolls from the library, and we got this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, and
he didn't steal anything. He went there and just studied that.
Zhao talks over his plans with the Fire Lord. The Fire Lord has a few scenes in this movie, and you see his face, and he just looks like a scholarly nerd. I mean, he doesn't look or sound scary at all. He just kind of looks angsty.
I think he's fatter than Iroh,
Yeah, he is fatter than Iroh.
Which, he's skinnier.
He's got really short hair.
You can't even tell Zuko has a scar. If you look at the side, you know, it's a little hair missing.
He's got like a tiny little red mark over here.
But that's it. And you see a scar, it's all over his face. It's like
bam!
Like bam, look at me, I'm the banished prince. And this is, you can't even tell. It looks like, hey buddy, the person you went to with the barber, yeah, he kind of cut a little bit off, like right there. Yeah.
The first time I saw Zuko,
that was the first question.
The actor who played Zuko, I was like, where's the scar?
That's the first question asked. Where's that scar? He's not as aggressive as he could be. Sokka was too serious.
But Zuko was one of the better actors.
The better actors.
He was one of the better actors.
Which is really sad to say. But it's true. He was kind of one of the better ones.
I mean, you could tell the angriness, but there was really no character development in the movie. Like, you didn't feel sad for any of them. You
just like that love. There's one part where Yue and Sokka kiss, and that is right before they're
like
going
crying.
to the Moon Spirit,
and you're just like, I don't care.
Her body disappears. Not in the show, or not in the movie. Her body just like lying there in the water, just floating there. Because after they kill the Moon Spirit,
Sokka gets all angsty. He's like, Aang or Ong.